Congratulations, Chris. How special is that to score 100 like that at Lords, where you sort of spent so much time? And,
Oh, look, it's just something I can be so proud of. I think I've scored 100 at the MCG and one at the SCG, and for me, to get one at the Lords was kind of the trifecta. So it's so special. I've got so many friends here, so many great memories, and call it home. I think Steve Waugh said to me this morning, he said, "This is your ground." So to go out and really make it count was, as I said, something to be very proud of.
Mate, you've sort of said a couple of times that this will be your last Test series. Is that an absolute final decision of yours, or is it still open to?
Look, it's hard to say. I think people have criticised me for coming out and saying it's going to be my last one because they think I have an eye on retirement. But I'm just really focused on this series. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I just really want to make this count. And it's a special series to be a part of. So let's just get through it, and then I'll probably make a decision then.
Question for both of you, if I can. It's a huge achievement to make those runs and score the centuries in anywhere, but when you won the toss and the pitch was like it is, did you see that as a golden opportunity, almost like a gift from the groundsman, I suppose, of the curator?
Yeah, look, I think it was a good toss to win. I think we've made the most of the first day, which was pretty important for us. I think we didn't play as well as we would have liked in Cardiff, and we copped a lot for that, and rightfully so. So it was pretty important for us to start this Test match really well, and we've been able to do that. So hopefully tomorrow morning we can capitalise and make it a really good first innings for us.
Chris, you got pretty emotional after you made your first Test 100 at Durham. Was it a bit like that out there today?
Yeah, it was for many reasons. First and foremost, if it is going to be my last series, I really wanted to contribute. And then it's at Lords. And then I actually read an article last night or even today in the Times where people think that you get older and you don't know when it is time to retire, and I feel I can still contribute to this side and make a difference, and that kind of spurred me on. So just a great achievement to be able to bat through a whole day. Day one, win the toss, and bat through the whole day. As I said, it's just something to be very happy with.
And just that the edge, the third ball of the day. Did that feel just like a moment where things were, or the wheel was turning, say after Cardiff to?
There's so many ifs and buts in innings. It's hard to say. As soon as I hit it, I thought I'm out. And you look back, and that's cricket. It's just such a stupid game in many respects. It relies on luck. I'd gone there, I would have got a duck, but here I am standing with 150. So it was my day.
Chris, Dave was out to mowing in his first over, and you played him really well, both after lunch and then after tea. Can you give us a bit of thinking, or your thinking, of how you were playing him out there, especially your back foot play behind point?
I think, I think Davey will look back and kick himself a little bit today, because there was a big opportunity to go big, and as I've kind of said, you don't need to hit him out of the attack. You can just play him normally, and that's probably doing it to my own ability as well. But at Lords, I think if you just find the gap, it'll race off for four. So just even using the pace and those late cuts have been a shot I've played here for a long time.
Steve, what about your edge on 50? Were you starting to curse yourself, or did you look back quite quickly when you edged to?
Look, I think that's, as Buck said, it's the game of cricket. I wanted to really make it count after I gave an opportunity just after 50, and I think after that edge kind of made me a little bit more aware of where my off stump was. I think I started to leave a little bit better after that, and feel a little bit more comfortable at the crease. So it was nice to have Buck up the other end, batting really well, and being able to build such a big partnership with him as well.
And just one for either of you. Like big picture, the way today played, it looks like Australia could still be batting by stumps tomorrow. How do you see that test going on from here?
I think it's pretty crucial to make this first innings count. I think the wicket's a little bit slower than it traditionally is here at Lords, so hopefully we can get a big first innings and the wicket will slow up a little bit and take a little bit of turn, and we can get Nathan Lyon into the game nice and early.
Okay, then Dean, then Dan, then Rainbow.
Australia got criticised a lot after the Cardiff, either of you. After the Cardiff defeat, how important was it today to show that you mean business this series and to prove to anyone who would question Australia that England were going to win the Ashes?
Yeah, not only to prove to other people, but to prove to ourselves. I think we came into this series with, riding this crest of a wave and thinking we were just going to come in and take England down. But to suffer a heavy loss like that kind of put us back in our place and made us question ourselves a little bit. So I always think, when you're having a tough time or whatever, it comes down to individuals to change the momentum and hopefully Steve and I have made a bit of a statement and showed our change room as much as anyone that we can get the upper hand on England.
Chris, just from your experience here of the pitches and the surfaces, do you actually see that pitch changing its characteristics much over the next few days?
I don't think it's a typical county wicket at all. I think there's usually a bit more in it, but I'm kind of hopeful that it's drier than usual and it'll just start to kind of play tricks, I think. And if you can bowl at the stumps, balls might start to misbehave a little bit. And I think spin's going to be crucial as well. We saw in the last Ashes test at Lords how important that is. So it's not a typical one, but I still think we're in a great position and we're going to put a lot of pressure on England, and that could make a difference as well.
Steve, just for you on a personal level, you've taken wickets here before but never scored big runs. I mean, to do it here at Lords and be part of a partnership like this, I mean, how much does that mean to you on a personal level?
Yeah, I haven't had a great run at Lords with the bat in my first couple of games that I've played here. So it was something that I really wanted to rectify, particularly after last week. I got 33 in both innings and didn't go on with it. And, I was quite disappointed with the way I got out, particularly in the first innings to Moeen Ali. I think I played him a lot smarter today. I just waited on his loose balls and didn't look to go after him too much. But look, it was extremely satisfying to score 100 out there today and put on such a big partnership with Chris.
Rainbow, then Sam, then James. Last one.
Chris, did play that maiden just before tea, you sort of gave yourself a bit of a thump on the thigh as if to say, come on, get yourself over the line. Was that because you'd got so close to 100 previous times, or was it just to sort of keep yourself concentrating? And also, is it to get your name on the board here? Is it pretty special being a resident?
I gave myself a couple of taps throughout the day. I think they're as much as a tap on the back as anything. Sometimes you do a good job, even if it's facing a maiden. That's important, and you give yourself a tap on the back and say well done and keep moving forward and. I can only imagine what that was, but unfortunately I have absolutely no recollection of it.
Last two, Sam and James.
Steve, you lost the #1 ranking after the first test. Did that spur you on any extra here for this test match?
No, look, those kind of things don't really bother me. I think, as I said before, it was more about rectifying what I did wrong last week. I think Lords is a great place to bat if you get yourself in, and I was able to do that today. And after I gave the opportunity to Stokes, I really knuckled down and started to, make sure that my mind was in a good place. And, I felt really good at the back end of today.
And how was England out in the field? Did you sense they were getting deflated as the day grew longer?
Look, I was a little bit surprised that Trevor Bayliss would allow Alistair Cook to have a deep point for as long as he did today, to be honest. I think it was a good pitch to bat on, but they got defensive quite quickly. So I know that's one thing that we're certainly not going to do.
Last one,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Just on the bench pitch, you said it's typical of the Lords pitch. Do you think they're being
pitches are being prepared slower than usual in this series so far?
No, England wouldn't do that, would they? Although I have a lot of faith in Mick here, actually. I've tried to tell him to prepare certain pitches, and he's got he'll never do it for me. So, I think he's actually prepared a good wicket, because leading into the game, it was the weather was pretty ordinary. So, full credit to him to get that one. And you get a win on every surface, and we're in a great position now, and it's up to us to win this game.
Watch every Ashes moment live.
And this is like the days of Lillian Thompson. Oh, how about it? How about it?
Buy your live pass at cricket.com.au/subscribe.